This short video describes the key characteristics of scientific writing and how that type of writing differs from other types of writing. By embedding these characteristics in our writing, we ensure that we are writing as scientists, rather than writing like scientists or writing about science. These are three very distinct things. As scientists and technical professionals, we are called upon to write all the time. We produce research papers, reports for industry partners, presentation notes, grant proposals, job applications, and many other types of output. Each of these requires a slightly different style so as to maximise their effectiveness. Two key determinants of that style are purpose and audience. We need to understand why we are writing. In a research paper, we are usually writing to explain the results of an experiment. In a report to industry partner, we may be more focused on translating our scientific findings in the form of recommended actions. In a grant proposal, we're trying to convince others that there is benefit of our proposed research and we have the capacity to complete the work. We also need to understand who we're writing for. What's their background in the field, and will they understand all the technical jargon that you as an expert understand? What's their cultural background, and what will that impact, and how will that impact the way they read the work? What are they looking for in the work, and will they even have time to read the whole thing, or will they just be scanning for key points? Understanding the purpose of our writing and the audience for whom we're writing for will determine our writing style. You should not expect to simply write the same way all the time. The most important distinction we're going to make here is between scientific writing and writing about science. Both activities are very important in science communication, but they are done for different purposes and for different audiences. Scientific writing is communicating our science at the highest level and has been the foundation of building scientific and technical knowledge throughout modern history. The purpose of scientific writing is to detail very precisely what a worker has done, why they did it, what they found, and what it all means. They are writing for a technical audience of peers. Those peers want and need to know the details, and very importantly, enough details to be able to draw their own conclusions, which might be different from those of the researcher. Science writing, on the other hand, is writing about science. It requires some technical knowledge, but is often not done by scientists. The purpose of science writing is to provide a wide audience of the general public with sufficient detail that they can understand an issue and how science has worked or is working to address it. The audience is usually assumed to have a range of educational and technical backgrounds, which presents its own unique challenges. So why are we interested in building our expertise as scientific writers? As science students or students in technical disciplines, we are training you for careers where science is central. There are elements of scientific writing that are considered non-negotiable in those careers, which is not the case in many or most careers. These include precision, accuracy, objectivity, and clarity. Hence, we need our science graduates to have better expression skills than graduates from most other courses. But on a deeper level, presenting our work as scientists is not sufficient. We need to consider communication as an activity that translates our information and thought appropriately to our audience. There are two parties in that communication, the author and the audience. The intent of the author means nothing if it is not also the perception or understanding of the majority of the audience. As I mentioned, there are core elements of scientific writing that are not negotiable. The first is precision. Precision refers to the removal of any ambiguity that may cause confusion. It often means that the level of detail that is required in scientific writing might be greater than it is in other types of writing. Precision is particularly important when one is reporting any methodology. Accuracy is how close to the real situation something is. In scientific writing, we avoid any language that may inadvertently lead the audience to the wrong conclusion. So for our writing to hit the bullseye, it needs to be both accurate and precise. Clarity is important in ensuring that complex scientific concepts and methods are communicated such that they are easy to follow and not confused or confusing. Scientific writing is objective. This means that as far as possible it is based only in fact and not influenced by emotion, intuition, or our own personal values or background. Concise writing uses the smallest number of words without losing meaning. It's an important element in scientific writing as it will generally improve accuracy and objectivity, as well as making it quicker to read, of course. Finally, scientific writing is cautious. It does not extrapolate data without careful explanation. It does not attempt to convince a reader that the use of a finding or a technique extends beyond that demonstrated within the work. So to sum up, scientific writing and science writing are distinct, with different purposes and different intended audience. The style for each is different, ensuring that they are both fit for purpose and appropriate to the intended audience. Scientific writing has a set of essential elements. If scientific writing is not precise, accurate, concise, clear, objective, and cautious, it is not actually scientific writing.